Hi YouTube. I just wanted to put together a quick video. I wanted to put together a late night video. I worked all day today, and obviously I was chomping at the bit because of the news that went on that I really wanted to discuss this with you guys. Yeah, you're looking at a picture I took of Mark McGwire here. I was a pretty big McGwire fan. I was also a big Sammy Sosa fan. 1998 was my favorite year for baseball that was non-Red Sox related. I was really wrapped up in the home run chase, and I just thought it was an amazing time to be a fan. We were fairly innocent in that we didn't really know about the steroids yet, and of course once we found that out, it kind of put a taint on the whole thing. We found out it was fake, just like our economy. The so-called recovery. The Fed even hints at taking away the punch bowl, and you can see what happens, right? It's amazing. The economy is like a little child, a little brat, and the Fed has the candy dish, and the economy still wants the candy. And when they threaten to take it away, the child screams and throws a fit. Okay, it's not good to keep giving it candy, but you don't want to listen to it scream either. So you're kind of stuck behind a rock in a hard place. I don't want to really give you guys any cliches here because I don't want to diminish how you're probably feeling right now. I know a lot of you are hurting through this. I mean, I have no doubt about it. Okay, I don't want to tell you that you should be looking at your stack in ounces instead of dollars. I'm not going to say any of that because not everybody feels that way. And, right now, silver is obviously proving to be a pretty painful trade. Okay. Or if silver were a stock and you bought it at 35 and you're sitting at 19 and change right now, you'd be pretty upset. Okay. So it's really hard not to think in those terms. I have a different perspective. Okay. And I can't expect you guys to think the same way that I do, but let me just kind of lay it on you. Just a couple of years ago, I had $0 in savings. Zero. Nothing. I had debt. Okay, silver really played a huge role in my financial awakening, if you want to call it that. Okay, becoming fiscally responsible. And I could have certainly kept continuing to live my life the way that I was and burning every penny. And you know what? I would have zero today. Instead, what I have is I have a beautiful stack that I've worked my butt off for and I'm very proud of. In dollar terms, it is certainly worth less today than it was yesterday or even a month ago. No question about it. But it's still there. I'm still proud of it. And, I haven't lost an ounce. Okay? I literally look at this as a long-term plan. Okay, if your pitcher struggles in the first inning of a game, you don't just panic and pull him right away. You do long-term damage to your team, right? Suddenly you start burning through your bullpen. Right now our pitcher's struggling pretty mightily. But again, it's just the first inning. So, yeah, look, we've dipped below the cost to mine an ounce of silver right now. And can it go lower? Absolutely. Look, silver closed at just about the absolute lows of the day. Okay, that almost never signals a bottom. You're going to have margin calls. You're going to have a washout here. Okay, so, expect to see it go lower, but I also think that will be a tremendous buying opportunity. Not that this isn't. I obviously feel comfortable buying here because I bought some today, and I'll show you what I bought. I went a little bit of a different route. Maybe I made a mistake. We'll see. And at any rate, I saw in the news today that I read it before I left, so I think it happened after the market closed. The CME raised the margin requirements for gold. Okay, and now I don't know if they did it for silver. I haven't checked the news yet. I can only assume that that's coming, because obviously the commodities markets are just extremely volatile right now, and they kind of have to smooth that out. Now, normally that sounds like horrible news, right? Because they did the margin hike in 2011, and gold and silver got pummeled. But that was when they were at a high. understand that a lot of the longs have gotten washed out here and the shorts are getting pretty cocky. Okay, so this margin hike might actually work in our benefit because it works for the shorts too. Okay, so I'm thinking that this will help stabilize the market a little bit. Silver's been in nothing but a free fall. It's been a terrible performing asset at this point. But you know, I mean, again, I'm not panicking. Nothing's changed as far as I'm concerned. And you know, I'm not a big. I don't believe that the Fed is going to taper off their bond buying program. I really don't. I don't think they have a choice. And the market's going to, you know, hold its breath and stomp its feet, and they're going to force the Fed's hand. And the Fed is going to come out with even more liquidity. You know, cracks are starting to show in China. So it is what it is, guys. You know, it's certainly not good news. I'm staying the course. Nothing has changed for me. I'll be still doing videos. I'll still be buying silver. But boy, I tell you what, my lifetime goal just got one heck of a lot easier to hit. That's all I can say. I might have to up that because you know, if silver's going to trend below 30 for a while, which you have to think it will. I mean, it'd take a 50% move right now to get back above 30. If we're going to stay under 30 for a while, I'll be able to really hammer the ounces, and I know that you will too. So let me know what you guys think about the price action. You know, I know that some of you will be like, hey, you know, I'm still going to be buying. Others will want to vent. You know, this is a good time and a place to vent. Go ahead, you know, let it have it. Talk to you later.